That's why you're blocked. Blocked.
That's why you're blocked. You're listening to That's Why You're Blocked podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to That's Why You're Blocked podcast. I'm Carson Bailey.
And I'm Chanel Shots.
All right, we want to welcome y'all to this new series, Very Freaky Girls. Basically, we had to pause because our special guest is out of town and she doesn't get here till next week. So,
but trust us, episode 4,
the best one yet.
If y'all think 1 through 3 were wild, shit, episode 4 was. We just have to wait.
Low key, like, I feel like I might go to therapy because of that. Well, not therapy, but that was really wild. It was an experience,
to say the least.
All right, so we're starting a new series called College Daze, and this is gonna be part 1. Catch Me Outside.
Yes. So we're gonna start off with our this or that college themed, of course. So the first this or that is Smirnoff or Fireball.
See, when I think of, I can't even think of Fireball without thinking of me being in my friend's dorm room and like, it just, and I like Fireball. It's not bad liquor. It's just that definitely gives me 19 vibes, 18.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Smirnoff just because I'm a flavored hoe, so I need flavored alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know why I bought so much. Like, I think somebody told me about it, and I'm like, oh, there's so many different flavors.
Yeah, we did drink a lot of Smirnoff.
Remember when you had to find somebody to get the liquor? That was a thing.
You know what's really funny is the person that I recall asking is a part of this story.
Oh, that you would ask?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at least he was good for something.
Facts. Yes.
Well, did you ever go get liquor for anybody when you turned 21?
No. No one ever asked me. That's so weird.
Like, would you ever return the favor?
Yeah, we'll return the favor. I've gone with someone to go pick it up for someone who was underage, but no one's ever directly.
Just kidding, police. We're just joking.
Right. Hypothetically, no one has ever asked me. No one has ever asked me to do it, but like, what's really, really crazy is that I feel like my brother, I wonder if he still listens, but he used to drink some of my grandparents' like liquor, and like my parents and my grandparents thought like it was me and my friends. So I'm like, meanwhile.
Oh, this one time my sister had like a party, and if you look at my bar in our house, you think that, you know, there's a lot of liquor, but it's for the most part the same stuff. So she took the big bottle from in the back and just brought it to her party that she was having downstairs. And it was like, girl, you gotta if you were gonna do it, there's a way that you would do it so you don't get caught. You could still see the little dust around like where the liquor was. It was just,
no.
Do better.
So my 18th birthday, afterwards, my grandma, she found a bag of like empty bottles in a suitcase, right? Like you could have at least thrown them away, bruh. Yeah. So it was after my 18th party. So she's thinking, oh, my granddaughter's getting ready to go off to college. Maybe some of her and her friends had some drinks, on us during the party. Wow. Exactly. And I think probably up until like a year or so ago that she really thought it was me and my friends. She thought we were alcoholics. I'm like, wow.
When did you drink first?
The first time I drank was definitely in college.
Me too.
I was not a high school drinker.
And my siblings were.
So, apparently.
We were the boring ones.
Apparently.
Okay,
I definitely did not drink until I got to college.
I low-key what's your first drinking story?
My first drinking experience, I went to a kickback for the basketball team in like the upperclassmen dorm when I was a freshman. Me and my friends went, being some real fast tail freshmen. Yeah, some real hot girls before hot girls were a thing. And them bitches were scared to ask for a drink. So I was like, no one's gonna ask, it's gonna be my opportunity to show I ain't, So I walked up to the one pouring the drinks of jungle juice, and I was like, can I have one? It was red Solo cups, and I started started drinking. But I don't think I got drunk from that. The first time I remember getting drunk at like a college party was at Howard college party with like when they put it in the tub, like the storage bin tub. You take your cup and you just.
Thinking about it now, it's so gross.
That was a thing though.
No, it was.
That was like legit the thing. You get your little Target clear storage bin and somebody
fill
it up, put some pineapples in it.
But when you think about it, not only is it gross, you really don't know what's in it
at all.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of everything. You drink fast, you won't be on your ass.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what about you?
All right. So if I'm remembering correctly, I didn't drink in high school. So the very first party I went to, I think it was with white people. And this is like, definitely, I was like, this is not really my vibe. But at that time, I didn't know anybody I went to school with. And so it was off campus too. So I just drove with people that were going. I'm like, yeah, I want to go out. Mm-hmm. And so they had beer. And they get a shotgun of beer. I don't know if you've ever done that. But you basically take your key and you stab it in the beer and you just chug it. Ugh. That shit was so nasty that I was like, yeah, I can't do it.
Beer tastes like throw up to me.
It's just, and then the beer that was Natty Light. So like that's like the very bottom of the barrel. I don't drink beer now. So like I was like, yeah, I just put it down there. But the first time I remember going out to a black thing and drinking, it was the school I went to. The only people that had a house on campus were the Alphas. So they had they got a lot of foot traffic. So we went to the Alpha house, and they were like, "Oh, the drinks are that way." And like I said, I don't know nobody, so I just go in there and open the fridge and I'll grab a beer. And maybe the guy that was in there saw how confused I was and how I opened this damn bottle. But like, this wasn't for me. He's like, "You drink beer?" No, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, is there other options? And then he had whatever their drink is.
Oh, I think it's 8 juice.
Yeah, so I had that.
Okay.
And so I remember because I was telling people that lived in my dorm, like, I'm not drunk, I'm tipsy.
I bet, Carson. I bet.
I was feeling it a little bit. But what's the next one?
All right, King's Cup or beer pong. I'm gonna go King's Cup. I don't think I've ever played beer pong. The only time I recall, so I went to a HBCU. So I wouldn't call it the White House, but the baseball house, which was usually full of white people. When we stepped in there to go to like kickbacks or parties, they played beer pong, but I didn't go to too many parties or kickbacks where black people where they played it. Shit, maybe water pong. Like nobody was trying to waste the alcohol.
Well, yeah, water pong, but it's kind of like the same
thing. But King's Cup, we'll revisit it in part 4, Very Freaky Girls. But I like King's Cup. It's real fun to me.
I mean, King's Cup is definitely a cool game. I'll probably pick that. But beer pong is fun, especially when you winning, like get that action. It's just the thing is you gotta be hot at the right time. But beer pong's cool. But yeah, I'll probably go with King's Cup.
King's Cup also has to have like a nice sweet spot. Like I think we went to a kickback or like a party last December, and it was way too many people trying to play it. Like it needs a nice sweet spot. Everyone can't know everything about each other, otherwise that also doesn't work. But it's when you get a good crowd and like a good amount of people, it's pretty good. So the last one is dorm room sex or car sex.
You go first.
All right, I'm gonna go. If I had to choose between these two, I'm gonna go current. Well, in college, I would have probably gone with car sex because for me, I honestly like the oh my god, we may get caught, we may not. Like that to me is kind of like it's kind of fun. And I don't know what I would choose now. I'm not fucking nobody's dorm room at the moment because I'm grown. But the last time I attempted to fuck in someone's dorm room, someone like his roommate was in there, which I didn't really care about. But the time before that, I feel like I passed like 4 other people trying to get to this man's room, and I don't know something about that. Something about like the stairs of like it's like doing a walk of shame like before you even get to that action. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I also wasn't feeling the fact that this nigga didn't have Netflix and it was 2016. What you doing?
Bro,
I know you got a story to talk about. Yo!
We're not going to get into that. So, I'm not a big fan of car sex.
I know. You said you get cramps.
I'm like, it's most of the time because niggas only drive Honda fucking Civics and I'm tall, voluptuous woman. So I just feel like there's just never enough space, and it's just I feel like college, I probably would have picked dorm room. But I know that a lot of the dorms that were at my school, for the most part, there was only like 1 or 2 buildings of like traditional dorms. Most of them were suite style. So you had your own room in a sense. I didn't have one. I was in the traditional, but I also paid $1,000. Well, I actually finessed the system, low key, because the way I was saying was it was a regular dorm, but the first floor you shared bathrooms instead of the community bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a roommate, but the girl that we shared a bathroom with, her mother got sick, so she left school. So then I just was like, well, this is room vacant. Can I just move across the hall? So basically, got my own room, shared bathroom, for the price of traditional. Like I saved like $1,000.
All right, so now we are going to move into the shit that comes through our phone. And actually, our guest for part 4, Very Freaky Girl, suggested that we do this one. And
shout out to her.
Yes, the shit that comes to our phone this week is arguing through text. So, Carson, do you argue through text? Well, why don't we start with, did you do it in college, and how do you feel about it now?
Same way? No. I don't know. I'm not the one that's gonna argue, especially over text message, because one, I don't type that fast. So then I would get pissed the fuck off if we're really going back and forth. Because I just want to call. But I don't know. I'm not really big on arguing anyway. So I'm not. So
you're very non-confrontational.
Pretty much. So I'm not about to send you a whole. If I send you a paragraph, then it's more likely I spoken to Siri and she typed it. I mean, I've written paragraphs before, but I am not the confrontational type. I'm not the one to argue.
I'm a dissertation hoe, so well, at least I definitely was in college. Like, as soon as I got iPhone, actually, and I could see when someone was typing, or I could see when someone read my message and decided not to respond, that's when I started becoming a dissertation hoe. I was like, oh, for real? Like, you read it? All right, well, look, you about to type something? I'm a faster typer, so we're going to work this out. We're going to get this going. Now, I don't think I argue. Like, throughout the years, I feel like I'm more of a handle your shit in person type of person. Like, I really don't understand if we live in the same area, we're talking, we're dealing with each other, why we just can't have an in-person conversation.
Yeah, it should be happening. But
so,
like I said, I don't like to argue. And then a lot of times I feel like, at least for me, you don't get my point in text. Like, you might read it as something else. And I'm like, I don't mean it like that, bitch.
Gotta add that last part.
Right, put some emphasis on it. So a lot of times, I know my sister is joking with me about, I send voice messages. One, because I'm pretty sure I have like a writing disability or typing thing. I don't know, I struggle with that. So if you get a long voice message from me, that might be my long paragraph text. And I'm like, oh, you better listen.
So I actually just started like fucking with voice messages. I would say this year.
I mean,
probably because I was talking to someone. That's true.
So if you say some wild stuff, you just gotta use voice message. Don't type it.
Some dude did tell me that.
Huh?
Full circle moment. Someone has told me that before.
Yeah.
But someone that I was talking to like last year around this time, he always used voice messages, and I was like, yo, why is this nigga like? I feel like he's reading something. In kindergarten or something. Why is he doing this? Why doesn't he just type? Is he illiterate? Like, all these questions are hopping in my mind. But I kind of like it now. Like, it's free. Like, and then I feel like you're really getting the inflection in my voice.
That's what I'm saying. You're
getting
what I'm saying.
As if we were like in person.
Yeah, but, because in text messages, you could interpret it a few different ways.
Definitely. All right. So now we are moving into our dumb bitch alerts, aka story time. And speaking of dorm rooms and speaking of being on college campuses, Carson, you want to go into your story time?
Okay.
Keeping in mind that the name of this episode is College Daze Part 1, but it's titled Catch Me Outside. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
You know what? Yes, I just wanted to put it in their mind, like, theme-wise. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, so let's set the scene. This is freshman year, second semester. This guy has, I guess, hit me up on some. I wasn't on Instagram at the time because I didn't get an Instagram until I was a sophomore year in college. So maybe Twitter? In person? It might have been in person. Like, they might have seen me around. And he wasn't really doing it for me, but he was nice. I think he was like a computer science major or something. So I'm like, there's potential in this. You know, I'm thinking more like long-term, 5-year lifetime plan. But his thing though, he was really weird. He'd be like, oh yeah, you know, like, he was like, if I find something out about you, like blah blah blah, like there's gonna be a problem. I'm like,
he still had a friend?
Something like that. I think I'm trying to remember. Like he was pretty weird.
Where was he from?
Okay, so he said he was from Atlanta, but he had like a California number. Like I don't know, cause he honestly is like a pathological liar.
You lying about where he's from though?
I don't.
Coast to coast?
I don't know. He had like family issues. I think he said he was staying with his mom or his dad. It's something. It's been some years now. But basically, with him, he was really interested in me, and I'm like, yeah, we could be friends and see where this goes. Like we can hang out and stuff. And so. He was cool, I guess. A lot of times you just kind of like the plug. Like, he kind of knew what was going on. I wanted to smoke. Yeah, weed. That was the first time I smoked medical marijuana. I was passive. She said, Shit, not in the mood, but I just remember he asked me a question, and I, like, waited to feel, like, the earth rotate on its axis before I responded. So I was gone. But yeah, so the thing with him though is I think he was very big on, I guess, social media and wanted to put this presence out there. And I don't like people knowing my business. And besides, I wasn't really fucking with him.
Exactly, I was about to say, like, not a prize.
Yeah. So, we had something happen, like, maybe earlier that week or the weekend before. And he was, I guess, upset that I hadn't hit him up. And so he goes and, like, on this little Snapchat rant about me. And I was like, one, I'm like, if you have my number, like, text me. If I haven't responded, like, fucking wait. Like, I'm sorry I didn't respond as soon as I got your text message. I don't know. I'm not really one to be like, oh my God, read my message, respond. So I don't expect people to do that with me. But yeah, so he went on this air and I told him, like, I don't really like that. I don't like people in my business. I'm like, especially if you can contact me, like, don't vent on Snapchat before you, like, call me or text me first. Like, I didn't like that at all. He's like, oh yeah, you're right, blah, blah, blah. So then, like, I don't even think it was 2 days go by. When I was a freshman, second semester, I was volunteering after school, and so it was at elementary school, so we had to leave our phones like in the car, and so we would be there for like 3 hours or so. So on this particular day, it was really nice. Like I had a good day, I had a good class, like the sun was shining. I was working with this cute little Mexican girl, like she was really sweet. So I'm having a really, really great day. So I come back and I look at my phone. At the time I had a Windows phone. It was like the worst thing ever. I hated it so much. And like,
I think I remember that.
He had DM'd me like, oh, you was such and such. He's like calling me out my name. He's like tweeting all about me, going off. And so I see that, and I'm having a really great day. So I'm like, oh, unfollow. And so then I get back home, and like I said, I'm having a great day. And so I guess sees that I unfollow him. This is on Twitter. And he's like, oh, you gonna unfollow me? But you're blah, blah, blah.
But wouldn't he have had to, like, double check that? Like,
yeah.
You don't get notifications when someone unfollows you.
Nope. I think I tweeted, I'm having a really great day. Unfollow. And so then he was really mad. And so he was like I said, he DM'd me some foolishness. He, like I said, was tweeting all this stuff, and after I followed him, he's like, oh, you gonna follow me, blah, 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 and I'm like, fine, block. And then
that worked better for you.
Right? So then I go about my day. Like I said, I really didn't think too much of it, because one, I probably, I'm like, hey, I'm not really looking for anything, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't even, to this day, don't know what was said about me, or whatever made him, like, go the fuck off. But it's now later on that evening, I'm in my room, with like my new room that I think my mama redecorated and stuff. So I'm enjoying myself. And my good friend, International Bay. Wait, hold up. Yeah, so my good friend, or like this is my best friend at this time, International Bay. She comes and knocks on my door. Like, I'm on FaceTime with somebody. I'm like in my bed, caked up in my little twin XL. And she's like, knock, knock, knock. She's like, girl, this nigga's outside with these two women and he's trying to get back in here. And so I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, okay, hold up. I got
dorm room.
Right? And so she then goes gets our other best friend, the guy, we'll call him T. So she goes up and gets T, and then T comes down there. But if you know T's a big old teddy bear.
So he really is. Yo, I've hung out with T. I've met him before. So when she first told me the story, I was like, what the hell is 2014 T gonna do? Maybe 20 around like 15, he lost weight. Like, he kind of bulked up a little bit. But like 2014 T is like...
I'm crying. So yeah, so my man's T comes down here and he's like got my back, and then like I said, my friend International Bay, she's from Chicago, so she like TTG trained to go. And so I'm like, bro, why is he here? Like, so we pull out. He's with these two girls, and he's like, Carson came and stole my laptop, and I was just like, what? Because at this point he lived like all the way across campus. I ain't had no car, so this is like a 2-mile walk. So literally,
sheesh.
Yeah, no, it was far. Like, it was across the quad. So like, there's like the quad, the engineering quad, and then where he lived. Like, I live right by the stadium. So he comes in with these two girls saying that I took his laptop and did something with it, and like he was.
This is such a traceable accusation, It's like either someone did it or they didn't.
But the thing that got me was it wasn't even in his room. So it was in one of the girls, or the two girls that he came with. His computer that was broken was in their room. But they were a hot ass mess too, because like, one of our roommates, like, her car was like taken for like a month.
What?
Because they just leave their door unlocked.
Dumbasses.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, it could be a plethora of people. And then with him, I was like, hey, I get that you think we have issues and you're mad at me and that I could like do that, but I'm too lazy of a bitch to like really walk across campus and do that shit. Like,
your logic is off, my guy.
Not even logic. Like, I'm not even saying I wouldn't even do that, but like, I'm not that mad. And I'm like, I got lost trying to get to the girls' room like the very first time I went. So I'm like, I don't remember where they fucking live. Like, that's weird. And I was supposed to like watch his Twitter to find out. It was a mess. And so like, he's like damn near about to cry, big all swollen chest, angry, and everybody's like, yeah, he's kind of tripping. And interesting enough though, I ended up running to him. I think if that happened during the week, like that weekend at the Alpha House, and he saw me and he was like, I'm sorry for blaming you for taking my laptop. I found out who did it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he proceeds to cuss me the fuck out
again.
Yeah, he's like, but you still a lying, dirty B word. Like,
what?
Yeah.
Oh, what was this man so upset about?
Dude, no. And he's like, and the next time I see you, I'm gonna da-da-da. And I'm like, next time, baby, I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. We're literally like right, like those. Remember, like, super packed college parties? Nigga, we can't move. Like, you were right here in my TTG International Bay. As soon as she heard him cussing at me, she was like, bro, no, you're not going. She starts yelling at him. And I'm like, why would you want to, like, we don't have to run it. Like, tell me what's up right now. Like, I'm here. Like, why would I come back and have this?
I don't understand why he was so pressed to fight a woman. Like,
a
woman who wasn't trying to fight him. Like, I could see if you were like rah, let's go.
I really don't know why he was so mad. I think the reason he came to my door is because he wanted a reaction. I think he wanted me to like go back and forth with him on Twitter, blow his phone up, and that's, like I said, that's not me. So as soon as you feel like you call me out my name, you feeling some type of way, I'm not about to follow you. Unfollow. Oh, you gonna think you can follow? Okay, fine, block. Like, I'm having a wonderful day. The weather's nice. Like, it was a great Tuesday.
Yeah, I think people like expect a lot from people who just don't owe them shit.
Yes.
Like, people owe you respect.
Yes.
That's about, like, as a human being, that's about all people owe you. Like, anything outside of that, respect, maybe honesty, but like anything outside of that, I mean,
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's something that we have to learn as like young people, especially. Like, don't take everything so personally. You don't know what's going on with that person. That nigga sound crazy to me. Like, it's not like he had like something else that was bothering him, and you were right there. Like, that's really what it sounds like. You said he was having family issues. Like,
I remember correctly, but like I said, he was kind of like a pathological liar. Like, he got called out like a year or two later for perpetrating about being in a frat. So, you know. And the thing with him is, I ended up running into him in like the school's little shuttle bus system like a year later, and he was really cool. And so I'm thinking like, okay, like I
watched it.
Yeah, and this is when he was like, oh yeah, I got a friend. She's in my like she's sitting next to you in class, blah blah blah. And I thought that she was weird because this girl, she never spoke to me. To me, I'm like, that's fan behavior, babe. Like, how you gonna talk about me but not talk to me? Mm-hmm. But. And so then the next time I see him, I'm thinking we're cool because we've had this conversation. He acts like he don't know me. Like, he can't see me. I'm invisible. Like, we still got beef. And I was like, bro, like, he's just weird. Because I guess he got around his friends or people. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Because he, like I said, he came up trying to talk to my best friend T that you don't fuck with him like that. And I'm standing right next to him. And he's going off, I guess, about his new girlfriend and all the stuff that he's got going on, right? And he's going off for like a good 10 minutes. I'm standing right here. Like, I'm literally like right there. And he goes and turns to me like I just appear like, oh, hey, Karsten, how are you? Like, I haven't been here this whole
like
conversation. Like, I just poof. But yeah, no, that man crazy.
He sounds crazy. All right, so we will get into my story of Catch Me Outside. So, y'all, this had to be about, I'm going to take you back to February. This is Valentine's Day weekend, actually. Valentine's Day weekend 2016. At this point, I was
the following year. Okay.
Yeah. That's true. It's the following year. So this is
basically like
sophomore year was wild for me.
No, honestly, I feel like this story is probably around Valentine's Day. I don't know. That man was crippin'.
Maybe there's the moon. I don't know. What do people say? Retrograde.
Mercury was in micrograde.
Yeah, whatever. Micrograde?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. So it's around, it's February, it's Valentine's Day weekend, circa 2016. What to do? I ain't got no business being with this nigga, but he was someone who was different from me, so I was just kind of rocking with it for a while. We were in a situationship for a minute. But during this particular time, I think we had both come to the realization that we were just fucking with other people. But, you know, bare minimum, at least if I was stepping out, like, I'm a respectful hoe. Like, I'm not about to step out with no one that you could possibly run into. Like, I think that's another thing, like, dudes do. It's like, damn, like, if you're going to step out, if you're going to cheat, like, you just, the least you could do is not be lazy about it. The least you could do is, like, come on, like, you fucking someone in the same dorm room, then you can't go to the next dorm over. Like, you can't think. So,
they don't care.
They really don't. And I think that's, like, the more hurtful thing for women. It's like, damn, like, you didn't care our feelings at all. Mm-hmm. So, he was fucking with someone who would have been very easy for me to, like, run into on campus. All right, fine. So, it was Valentine's Day weekend. I think we may have ordered food. And it was typical for me to, like, spend my whole weekend over here. Because, you know, on the weekends that I fuck with him. It was very custom for me just to pack a whole bag and go over there and spend the whole weekend. On this particular weekend, it's a Saturday night. I think I've been here, like, all day. So, like, I'm kind of tired. And I'm taking a nap. Maybe it's around, like, 7, 8 o'clock. He leaves to go over to his side chick's dorm or whoever he was fucking with. I call her Old Faithful because this bitch, she was there every time. Every time this man wanted something or every time, like, he was mad at me or whatever the case may be, like, she was right there. Mm-hmm. So, he was also a campus weed man. So many red flags, like, 19, 20-year-old Chanel is dumb as hell. So, and
we're going to get into it.
She was like a hot mess. Like, in her personal life, she was a hot mess mixed with, like, ain't shit. So, he goes over to Old Faithful's dorm room, like, which is across the street from his house at the time. He lived in, like, one of those houses that you rent when you're in college. Like, you have one room, you got, like, 4 or 5 other niggas that live in there with you, but you pay, like, $500 for your room. So he walks over to her dorm room. He's a campus weed man. He drops off some weed. He smokes with her and her friend for a minute. And then he comes back to his home where I am. I'm still asleep. She's, like, kicking up a fuss a little bit. I guess it's Valentine's Day. I guess she thought she was getting something. I don't know what the case was. But she was really upset that he was, like, leaving. He's like, I'm tired. of you always leaving me for your girl, XYZ. These are direct quotes. I can tell you why they're direct quotes because she was yelling them as she walked over. So he left her.
And then he went back home.
Yeah, he left her. He went back home. I'm still asleep at this time. So, like, when I woke up, I noticed that he wasn't there. But I was like, okay, this is his house. Maybe he's in the kitchen. Maybe he's chilling with, like, some of the other niggas that live in here. Maybe they're in the living room or whatever. I'm just in his room, and I'm, like, watching TV. I fell asleep. So I wake back up. I notice he's out there. I'm like, that's a little strange, but like I said, he could be, you know, it's his house. He could be anywhere. I didn't think that he was over there. I didn't think that he didn't send me a note, you know, or like a text message like, "Wait, oh faithful, be back." Like he didn't send none of that. Cool, whatever. So he comes back over. I think I wake up, like we start talking, maybe we start messing around. I don't know what we're doing, but I think at some point I fall back asleep and I'm awakened out of my sleep by like banging on the door. I'm like, okay, maybe
his bedroom.
No, banging on like the outside like house door.
Front door.
Yeah, the front door. So I'm like, okay, maybe someone lost their key and they're trying to get up in here. It was no, I was still like I was in his bedroom at this time. And it was one of those houses where a few Greek like niggas lived in there. So it was custom that house like always had people in it. Like people would just come through in and out. Like it was kind of off campus, so they can drink, they can party, they can do whatever. So she comes over, she's banging, she's knocking on like the front door. I guess no one's listening to her. She comes around to his window where I'm sleeping in the room. I guess at this point I'm kind of like coming to, kind of waking up like fully. And I'm like, that's interesting. And she's like yelling his name. I'm pretty sure. I walk over to the window. At this point, she's thrown something in the window. So she's busting windows.
Oh, wow.
She's busting windows. I come around to the window, like half asleep, my blue dress. I'm like, yes, like, can I help you? Because at this point, I'm a little annoyed. I'm like, yo, I've been trying to sleep. You know, I was a biology major. I probably had a rough week.
Yeah.
And she was just banging. She was like, where is, I don't know what I want to call him. Where is D? I just call him that. Since we're using
drug
letter
dealer.
names. Yeah, D for drug dealer. Where is D? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, okay, I don't know what you want me to say here. I didn't recognize her. So backstory, she knew who I was. I did not know who she was.
Behavior.
I had never met her before.
Bitches are fans.
I had never met her before in person. I think she knew who I was just based off the fact that he told her like, hey, you know, I am fucking with someone. And she was like, well, I really don't care. Like, don't tell me too much about her. Like, literally, she's like, you know, don't tell me too much about her. I don't want him to get
position,
I don't want him to get messy. And I think for a while she was okay with playing her position, and then after a while it got to be like, I'm tired of you. These are the obscenities she was screaming. I'm tired of you always leaving me for your girl. In that sentence alone, I don't know what you were expecting. So she comes over there, she's banging on the door, and I'm like, fine. So I went to go get him. I was fully awake at this point. I walked to the kitchen, that's where he was, I think with one of his friends or whatever, just chilling. And I'm like, yo, like she's at the door, like she's at the window, like can you tell her I'm asleep? Like I'm annoyed. Like at bare minimum, just stay in your lane, girl. Just stay in your lane, like bare minimum. Cause you look crazy right now. Like I don't look crazy. Well, for one, I'm with him, so I look stupid, but I don't look crazy. No, I don't look crazy. She's continuing to like bang. Like I said, window is broken at this point.
Did she fix it?
No, I think he just got fined. Although white man that owned his building did not play.
No, I get that. I just would send that bitch a bill. Like, break some shit of mine?
Nah. Well, if I was her, I wouldn't pay it. So, no, I doubt it. I doubt she paid it. So, yeah, I doubt she paid it. If I was her, tell your lawyer that I ain't paying for shit. Like, nah, I wouldn't pay it either. So, I highly doubt it, right? So, at a certain point, he's like, damn, like, I guess I gotta address this hoe now. So he comes back in the room. He goes to get, like, I think he's contemplating about getting his strap to scare her. Mind you, I'm half asleep, so I could be.
What type of gun did he have? I remember I was chilling with somebody, and I guess I heard, like, a thing at the door, and they just pulled a gun from their pillow.
What? From their pillow? No!
Maybe my suburban ass was like, how?
No!
It wasn't even a big gun. So I'm like, bro, what that thing?
It was a small gun.
I was like, that shit damn near
It's a small handgun, but hell no, it doesn't register.
I was like, I don't think that person's worth either.
I don't know. Yeah, so I think he's like contemplating and like about to go get that, and I'm just sitting there like full ride scholarship, biology major. I have goals. I have dreams. Like, I don't know. It was one of those moments I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, they can't even that. It's not that amazing. It's not that great to keep me here, and you don't pay like for bills. So I don't know. A few revelations came to me that night. She's still banging on the door. She eventually breaks the front door as well. Not open, but she breaks it enough to get the attention of his other roommates, and one of them lets her in the house. So at this point, he locks his door, like his room door, because from the front door to his room door, it was very, very short distance. He locks his door.
Where are you?
I'm in the room. I'm in the room. I'm in his bedroom. He locked the bedroom door. So at this point, we're both in the room. Like he goes to the window. I don't know if he says anything to her. I don't know if he's like, yo, like what are you doing here? Like you already know like what this is. I don't know what conversation they had, but he felt the need to lock his door and not let her in. I don't know what would have happened if she would have gotten in the room, because sis was mad. She was banging every door, every window, every obstacle entrance that she met. She was trying to tear it down. She was, oh my gosh. She was pissed.
Lot of rage.
She was pissed off. He turns and looks at me and he's like, damn, I wish you could fight. I would just send you out there. Bitch, I like lost my shit. At that point, I was like, you know, I got out of body experience. Like, I cannot believe.
I do not condone violence, but I really wish he popped him in his mouth and saying some shit like that.
Are you serious? And he was dead ass. He was so serious. My mom, like, it's your fault. Like, number one, it's your fault for like stepping out with someone in such close proximity. Number two, obviously, if you've been fucking with this girl, and she keeps saying your girl, obviously she knows someone else in the picture. So why didn't you make it clear that like, look, this is your lane, this is this person's lane. And number three, like, you can't control, like,
get your hoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one I had ever felt like had ever come up to him and said to him, cause why? Cause like, there's no need for that. So I don't recall much after he said that to me. I think I kind of blanked out and was like, you know what? This is your fault. I'm good for the night.
Yeah.
I think eventually she just stopped banging. I don't know if someone called the police on her or what, but we were kind of just sitting there, I'm pretty sure in silence. I'm pretty sure there was a lot that happened that weekend. I think I may have found out about her the day before, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the week before. All I know is I went through his phone. I found out some very specific information.
This is the windshield incident?
No, girl.
Oh, yikes.
Separate one. This Negro is a saga. But no, when I found out about her, I went through his phone. Because ladies, that's like the number one sign that you are in a bad relationship or a bad situation. If you feel the need to go through someone's phone. I went through his phone and I'm like looking at this one. I'm like, oh, I know this Negro ain't sleep. And I just keep repeating it to myself. At that point, I probably did look crazy. I was like, I know this Negro is not asleep. So I grabbed whatever liquid was nearest to me. It was Gatorade. So I like poured Gatorade on him. He jumped up. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, well now since you're up, let's talk about this. So yeah, girl.
So were y'all dating?
I don't think there was ever a point in time where it was like,
is he your ex? I guess is the best question.
Probably. I guess I could consider him ex level, just considering the fact that I probably was fucking with him for like over like a good 2 years. Like he bled into like my last relationship. So yeah, so technically I broke up with him or stopped talking to him by saying, hey, I'm dating someone else now. So, like I said, we could probably get into like the type of person Chanel was at 20 or 19 years old, but fucking hot mess.
Oh, Carson was dumb.
Oh God, a hot mess mixed with ain't shit. Like during the time I had that same person like pick me up from like another dude's house.
Yeah, you Punani power. You wild as hell.
So yeah. So catch me outside. Ready to fight. And I couldn't tell if she wanted to fight me or she wanted to fight him. I don't know, but she pulled up.
You know what would have been really interesting?
What?
If your girl and this guy had a brawl. If the girl in your story and the guy in mine fought each other, I'd pay to see that.
Maybe, or that girl was from the hood. Like, she probably whooped. Bitch, I'm from the hood. Lace up her shoes. Like, she probably would have whooped his ass.
I don't know. He was from just somewhere. Like I said, he said he was from someplace else, but his phone number was a different area code. When I think of him, I think of that pathological lying ass nigga. Like, literally, we went out before we, like, the very first time we hung out, he's like, oh, I'm gonna take you out. He pulls up to my dorm in a car, and, like, he's driving, and he's not doing it well. And so he's like, yeah, I haven't driven in 3 years. And I'm like,
that math don't add up. One,
because another thing that I found, I'm now remembering, this nigga lied about his age. He lied because he was younger than us.
Oh, okay. So he was a freshman at that point then.
No, we both were freshmen, but I don't think he was legal. Like, he might have had like a late birthday. So he might have been 17, if I'm not mistaken. So first he said he had like an ID, and I'm like, I'm assuming that's your ID because you're saying you're 19. Because where I was, you'd be 19 to get like papers and do certain things. Like 19 was like 18 for real. So found out, this is later, this nigga is like younger than what he said he was. And then he's like, yeah, I haven't driven in 3 years. I'm like, how the fuck you have a car on campus? You haven't driven in 3 years. I guess it was his friend's car.
It's just not adding up.
Bro, none of that shit was adding up. That man, I'm thinking about it. Fuck him.
So let's get into, that's why you're blocked. So, is that who you're blocking? You're blocking him?
Bro, I told you, I blocked him immediately. I'm not the one that, like, there's a certain level that I guess I gotta fuck with you to get a real rise out of me. Okay. Y'all niggas not on that level yet. I'm like, if you want to go back and forth, if that's like, you like the raw toxic passion, it ain't me. I ain't gonna argue with it. I'm like, hey, I'm one not funny joke away from not talking to you again. You say hey ugly or hey big head, and I don't know the context. That's it. That's all she wrote. But yeah, no, he's definitely blocked.
Alright, are you blocking anyone else from your story?
That one girl that did my hair that one time, it wasn't that great. It wasn't the best selling. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think I remember you calling me lost trying to get to her place for your hair.
Probably.
I think
I'm pretty, but I remember because I called my parents after he came and like tried to fight me.
For real?
I'm like, bro, this nigga weird. And then I told my mom after like when he like cussed me out at the thing, and she's like, bro, if you see him again, like,
it's on site.
Just be like, haha, like just try to walk away. If not, like you might have to like call. Cause he kind of threatened me.
Yeah, next time I see you,
bro, in front of me, like we right here. What do you mean next time? I'm looking at you, you looking at me. That shit was dumb. I still don't know what was said. Somebody said something about me, I guess, that had him.
All right, so I am blocking him, the guy,
the drug dealer.
Get your ass in check. I'm not gonna block her though. So oddly enough, I ended up talking to her. I have her number now, actually. Because no, I'm just not the type of. I'm not the type of woman to be mad at the other woman. I wasn't mad at the fact that she came over there. And when I told her, I was like, look, whatever you have or whatever she thinks y'all have, obviously it's very, very strong. Like, obviously, like, women don't make shit up, honestly. Like, but for niggas listening, women really don't make shit up. So for her to feel that passionately to come over, to break windows and doors, to try to, like, she was hurt. Like, she was really, really upset. And I can't fault her for that. Like, that's, I mean, granted, you know, she knew he had someone.
Was it, like, was the dick, like, worth all that?
I will say that from the time of 2015 to like 2016, 8 almost days.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
but that particular guy I'm talking about, we didn't do anything. I think he tried to kiss me once, and I was like, yeah, we friends. Don't do that shit again.
But I will say he's also like someone who like I kind of grew into like sexually with. Like it's my third body. So yeah, so like I learned to do certain things and do like things often like with him. Now granted, in between the time we started fucking with each other, the time we didn't, like a good 5 bodies in between that because we were just very, very bad at talking for each other. So when I say like I don't blame her, I'm like, look, bitch, like did you wrong, did me wrong, we did each other, like it's okay.
Everybody wrong.
Yeah, everybody's wrong. So I ended up talking to her actually because she was in a group organization. Even though I was a messy bitch in my personal life, my school life was on tip top shape, and I was in a lot of organizations. So we ended up having to work together like on a project. And I reached out to her. I was like, let me see if I'm really over this. And I asked her about. I didn't ask her about that particular situation, but I asked like, hey, have you spoken to D in a while? Now I knew she hadn't because I was still being a dumbass, checking in every once in a while. But we were able like to have a conversation and be like, yeah, like. I'm over it, you're over it, cool. So
that's good.
Big girl panties moment. So I'm not gonna block her. I definitely will block him because he's ain't shit person.
It's like, ain't he?
It's
blocked by the government, the county.
Girl, there's so many like issues. There were so many issues within like that one
state of fucking whatever state he's from.
Between that one situationship between me and him. So I'm trying to think who else I would block from that story. The roommates that let her in that night, them dumbass niggas.
You know, niggas love drama. They live for that. They messy.
And I think he asked, he was like, bro, like, why'd you open the door? Like, obviously she was upset. Obviously she was coming to start something. He was like, man, I mean, she knocked on the door, bro. Like, that's literally what his response was.
I was telling you, niggas love being messy. Whatever. They love that shit. All right, well. Thank you for listening to episode 6, College Daze Part 1. We'll make sure we're gonna finish all our series. We appreciate you for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. At some point, we're gonna get a parent-approved episode out.
Yes, we are. And also because some of y'all niggas, I think you taking these are all true stories.
We're gonna take what you're about to say. We've got a PSA for you guys coming soon.
Yes.
Be on the lookout for that because we gotta talk to y'all. We gonna have an episode just for y'all. We love y'all.
But